Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jasmine and you're watching Jazz'n It Up. And today's video I have for you guys is my first declutter, I think. I'm super excited about this. I've been just looking through my makeup collection and just thinking to myself, like, why do I still have this? Either I don't like it or it's like super old that it should have been in the trash like 2 years ago. So we have a lot of expired makeup and some makeup that I just don't use that I really need to get rid of. It's not going to be a major declutter. I try to use things even though I don't like them, just because I spent my money on it. I don't want to just waste it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into my makeup collection. I'm gonna go drawer by drawer, category by category, and just get rid of things that aren't doing much for me, that are expired, that I just don't like, all of that good stuff. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and let's go ahead and get started. This is my current everyday makeup drawer. It is a Hot Mess Express, but there are a couple things in here that I just don't need. I'm gonna go ahead and just clean up my everyday makeup drawer a little bit and just pull out a couple things. I will be bringing back everyday makeup drawers very soon, so if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe to my channel. But I will leave my playlist of my everyday makeup drawers listed in the iCards for you guys. So the first thing I'm seeing right here, this was in an old project pan. This is a sample of a lipstick. This is from Kat Von D. This is the Lolita Studded Kiss lipstick, and as you guys can see, I started to use some of it up and I don't need this anymore. I don't like having to use a brush to apply my lipstick. I just like applying it right on, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw that away. I still have my pan that palette in here. If you guys have been subscribed to my channel for a hot minute, you know that I've been trying to pan this Disney Villains Cast a Spell beauty book. I got this from Walgreens for like what feels like 2 years now. It probably has been 2 years, but I am just about done with it. Here's what she looks like here, and I just have a little bit of product in this shade here. It's in the shade Dungeon, and I just have that rim there, and that's all I'm trying to use. Everything else is completely gone, and for some reason this shade is just taking me the longest. So once I have this shade completely done, I'm gonna put it in my empties and then I will start everyday makeup drawers again. It's just that this has been taking up so much room where I usually put my palettes over there, so I haven't been doing them. Let's see. I also have this lip sample. This is from YSL. This is their, let's see, their Couture Matte Stain Lipsticks is what it's called. And so there was 4 in here. The one all the way to the left, the nude shade, looked pretty expired, so I didn't take a chance in using it. This dark one here where my thumb is at is the one that I tested in a video. I will have that video listed in the iCards. I was testing a whole bunch of new products. And then obviously this bright Barbie pink and this red here, super pretty. But like I was saying before, I just don't like lip products where I have to use a brush. It's nice to be able to test other lip formulas, but I just don't need this. I'll probably toss this, especially this nude one. It just looks really rough. But I pretty much think that's all that I'm going to declutter from this area. So let's go ahead and move into the actual collection. This is the first drawer that we're going to attack. I have 3 eyeshadow drawers. This is the first one, the small palettes. I know that there's a few in here that I just don't use. And of course, they're all the way in the back here. I have these 2 here from LA Colors, and the one I'm getting rid of is this blue one. I just wanted to pull this one out because I really like this one and I just wanted to share it with you guys. This is the LA Colored Nude Eyeshadow. There's 4 in here. I've used this a few times already, but this is so pretty and LA Colors is so affordable. This one is newer to me. This one I've had for years. Probably when I first started wearing makeup is when I had this, and this is just like blues and silvers, and I just don't use this. They're all shimmer shades. And so I'm gonna go ahead and toss this because this is years old. This needs to go into the trash. And another quad that I have here, this is Sweet and Shimmer. It's like the Ulta brand. Sometimes during the holidays they have the deal where it's like 5 for $5, and this eyeshadow quad is literally doing nothing for me. The shades in here are so patchy and they're not that vibrant, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this away. I don't really want to pass this on to anybody because it's like not that good quality. It was only $1, so I don't feel too bad about that. Next palette I have here that I'm gonna get rid of. This is from Revlon. I don't even know if I own too many things from Revlon, and a friend actually gave this to me, so I hate to throw it away, but I just don't use palettes like this. These are all lip shades, and so I don't like how there's powders and lip products mixed in here. This little spot of blush, my brush is way too big for that, and then these eyeshadows up here, they just don't give off too much pigment. It's very light in color, and so I just don't use this palette too much. I do feel bad because a friend gave it to me, but I want to make make room in my collection for things that I love and that I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. And I think that's all for the top drawer. Let me go ahead and fix this and we'll move on to the next category. This is my second drawer of eyeshadow palettes. This is like the medium size eyeshadow palettes. And of course the eyeshadow palette that I want is all the way in the back. This, as you can see, I even duct taped it. This palette is so old. This was my first ever eyeshadow palette that I purchased with my own money. It was from Five Below. It's from Profusion, and it is the most colorful thing you will ever see. There's every single color that you can imagine in here. This palette, I started doing my makeup when I was 12, I think, or 13, and I'm currently 24. This palette is over 10 years old, and so I need to toss this. There's no way that I'm putting this on my eyes, and I don't even know why I kept it so long. Like, I'm not even that kind of person that likes to keep nostalgic things, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this away. I mean, the cover came off. I tried to duct tape it. It's just so beat up, and it was well loved for sure. I got a lot of use out of this when I first started. And last but not least, this is my last eyeshadow palette drawer. This is all of my larger palettes, and I think there are some all the way in the back that I want to get rid of. I have these two things that I've never used. They're super old, and in Ulta sometimes they give you like a makeup case and they have inserts of the makeup and you pull out the whole case and it has everything in it. That's pretty much what this is. So it comes in like this little plasticky thing. I even duct taped like the bottom of it, and so this is completely useless to me. These have eyeshadow primers, there's brow products here, there's eyeshadows, like gel eyeliner. It's everything in one that you would get. It's pretty much just kids play makeup, so I don't mind throwing this away. This was a gift for me. I don't even own the case that it came in anymore because I got rid of it. These were just the inserts. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these away. I've never used them and they're years old. The other thing I am debating to get rid of is this gigantic makeup kit. Look how thick that is. This thing has so many compartments in it and it's just so bulky that I don't use it. I wish I did use it, but it's just so big, and so I think I need to try to give this a little bit more love, but I can see in the future me getting rid of this. It's kind of also like kids makeup, but a little bougier kids makeup, so I'm gonna hold on to this for a little bit longer and see if I can get some use and love out of this. But this is so huge and I haven't used this in a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean up this drawer and then we'll move on to the next one. All right, y'all, I just went ahead and opened up this thing that I was showing you, and I am gonna get rid of this. I don't see myself using this. I was just peeking to see if I actually would get use out of it, and I'm not. It's just that there's so many colors in here, and look at all of the things that I had to open. There's lip products, there's powder, there's tiny little blushes here, but just even the eyeshadows, there's just not a lot of pigment to them. This just isn't something that I'm gonna use, so I'm gonna go ahead and collapse this, and we're gonna get rid of this. That way I totally can have more room in the last drawer, because this was taking up a lot of room. And so that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. I don't need this. I have so many eyeshadow palettes in my collection that I love that I don't really need to be playing with kids makeup, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. All right, now, so this drawer is a bit of a mess. I have my contacts here, I have a pack of tissues here, eyeliners, I have all of my eyelashes over here, my brow products. I know there's nothing in there I want to get rid of. I have backup mascaras here. The thing that I'm really focused on in this drawer are these eyeliners. I know I have some really old ones in here. Obviously, I have some new ones, but there's some things in here that I just don't use that I can get rid of. So let me just look through these real quick and I'll go over them with you. Alrighty, so these three eyeliners I'm getting rid of. They're actually all glitter liners. I have a grayish one, a gold one, and then a pink one. The two on the left, the gray and the gold one, I actually got from Walgreens. They were in the kits that I was showing you in my everyday makeup drawer, the Cast a Spell Villains book, and so those eyeliners are from there. And then the pink one all the way on the right I got from the Shop Miss A website. The brand is Santee and I only paid $1 for it, so I don't mind throwing it away. But I am throwing all of these away because they're old and just because they're eye products. That's not something that you can pass along, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw these away. But I just don't use glitter liners, and so they're doing nothing for me in my collection but taking up room. So let's go ahead and move on to the next drawer, and I'm gonna toss these. This is the next drawer. I have my face primers in here, which obviously I have a lot of face primers. I love testing out face primers. I have backup face masks, and I have in the back, I have a bunch of sponges. And then then right over here, I have a bunch of facial sprays. There's only one thing I'm getting rid of out of this whole drawer, and it's this spray here. This is from Beauty Evolved. This is a crystallized finish spray. This is a luminous setting spray, and this is so weird. The setting spray itself is just not doing anything for me, but the luminous part in this spray is literally just glitter. So this is like a glitter spray, and I guess I could use this on my body as a glitter mist, but I just don't do that. Usually I just mix a little bit of highlight in with my lotion. That way I'm also moisturizing my skin, and this is just doing nothing for me, and it's really gross. And I don't know if you can see, but there's some like powder buildup around the top here, and it's just super weird. So I'm just gonna go ahead and toss this because A, it's old, and B, the product itself is just not good, that I don't want to just give this to somebody. So I'm also throwing this away. The next drawer after that, I'm not getting rid of anything. I have foundations and powders and concealers. Everything in here is pretty good. I go through this stuff the most, my face products. So I'm gonna just go ahead and push this one in. I just wanted to show you guys that this was the next drawer. And here is the next one. I have glitters and stuff over here, highlights here, blushes and bronzers there in the back. I'm just gonna look through this really quick to see if there's anything I want to get rid of. Alrighty friends, the only thing that I'm getting rid of out of this drawer are these two pigments here. I got these in a set at Five Below. I think there was like 4 or 5 in a set, and I've gotten rid of the rest of them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and toss these. Like I said, I have so much expired makeup in my collection. I don't know why I'm hoarding makeup that I don't use, but I don't use these. These are just powder pigments. Obviously I have a pink one and I have a blue one. I don't use these at all. Maybe I've used these once or twice, but they're just so old that I need to throw them away. Next drawer after my highlights, blushes, and bronzers are my lip products. I definitely have a few lip products that I can get rid of. So right back here, I just have pretty much my ColourPop lipsticks in here, and I probably use my ColourPops the most. So I'm gonna leave those in there. I'm gonna look through my glosses really quick. I think there are a couple that I can get rid of. So just in my lip gloss section, I'm getting rid of 4. So I have this one here from e.l.f. This is actually like a lip tint. It looks like a marker pretty much. Like that, and so that's how you apply it on your lips. And like I said, it's just a tint. I don't use this at all. I also have 2 lip glosses from e.l.f. These are their Hyper Shine glosses. I don't even know if they make these. These are the ones where you twist the bottom and the lip product comes out. They're super old and I just don't use them anymore. And last but not least, I don't even know where I got this one. It says Beauty Lip Gloss on it, but it's just a super light pink. It has so much glitter in it, and I don't use any of these, so I will be tossing all of these. Next category here is pretty much my Kat Von D liquid lipsticks, and then I have my Sephora brand liquid lipsticks. Those are all going to be staying there. I have all of my soft matte lip creams there from NYX. This one over here, most of this is Too Faced. I don't think there's anything in here I'm getting rid of. And then I'm going to look at all of my lipsticks over there and see if I can get rid of any. Alright y'all, I definitely found a few. So these two here are from Wet n Wild. These were so popular when they first came out. Everyone wanted to collect all of the shades. I don't even know what they're called. All I know is that I've had these for over 5 years easily. And these are the 2 shades that I don't use. They're 2 dark purples. They might even be the same shade. I have no idea. So I have these 2 dark purple shades here from Wet n Wild that I don't use anymore. And then I have a bunch of these tiny little Avon samples. And so these shades I just don't use anymore. I used to sell Avon years ago, and I have these little tiny lipstick samples in my collection that look like this, and so I just pulled a few shades that I'm never gonna use. Most of them are like dark purples, dark pinks, so that's kind of the theme I have here. I just don't use dark purples and dark pinks in like bullet lipsticks anymore. I try to go for liquid lipsticks when it comes to darker shades, so I will be tossing all of these. Next item from the lip drawer is this cute little unicorn, and this is really just like a novelty item. It's just so cute just to have around, but I'm never gonna use it. It is a lip gloss, and down here at the bottom it opens. It's just a glittery pink that I'm never gonna use, so I don't want it just sitting in my makeup collection taking up room or sitting on my desk collecting dust, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this away. It is super cute. I got it as a gift, but I just will never use it. And last but not least, I have this Kat Von D Studded Kiss lipstick samples. I already showed you guys the first shade that I was trying to use up, the shade in Lolita. These are the other 2. Like I was saying, I just don't like having to get a brush to apply on my lipstick, so I have a red and a darkish maroon red, almost like a brown. And so I'm gonna go ahead and toss this. The other two shades in here is an Outlaw and Vampiria. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this away too because I'm never gonna use the samples. The last and final drawer is all of my face palettes. So highlight palettes, blush palettes. I don't think I have any bronzer palettes, but this is just all of my face palettes. I'm not getting rid of any face palettes, but all the way over there, I have my liquid highlights. And I'm actually not too much into liquid highlights, blushes, or bronzers. Usually I just use my liquid highlights for my shoulder highlight, chest highlight. And so as you can see, I only have a few. This is my oldest one. I've had this one since I was in high school and I graduated in 2016. So you guys can do the math. This is very, very old. And this actually was in a project pan. I tried using it up and it still has a little bit left in it, but I got this at Five Below. It didn't cost me more than $5. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it away because it is years old, and just because there's probably like maybe 2 or 3 uses left in here, I just don't want to hold on to this. I have, you know, a few more in here that I can be using and enjoying. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss this. I apologize for the horrible lighting and the horrible setup, but this thing just sits on my desk. It has my brushes on it and it has a few makeup drawers. So the thing that I pulled out on the bottom are my single shadows. I do not use single shadows to save my life. I use Super Shock shadows just about every day, but other than that, I could throw away all of these and not be bothered at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the single shadows that I do have. So this first one here, I don't even know what brand it is. That is the logo, I'm assuming, and this was in a previous project pan. This is one that I actually do like. It's like a purplish pinkish shade, and so this one is really pretty, so I am gonna be saving this one. This one here I can 100% get rid of. This is Clean Color. This is a loose powder eyeshadow. Powder eyeshadow is such an inconvenience. It's a beautiful pinky like peach shade, and I have used it in the past before, but I got this on the Shop Miss A website and it was super affordable. It was $1. I don't feel bad throwing this away. I also have a eyeshadow here from e.l.f. and here's what that e.l.f. eyeshadow looks like. It has 0 luster to it. It is just a simple dark brown. This has been in my collection for years. It is so crusty and dusty. This needs to go in the trash. And I also have this one here that I got from Shop Miss A. I'm gonna play with this a little bit more. This Tarte one I use pretty often, and then I have a teal one here that I do like. So I'm only getting rid of these two. I have lip liners in here that I'm gonna try to use, and then I have eyeshadow primers right over here. I only have a few of those, and then I have eyeshadow like crayons here, but I am gonna hold on to them just in case I do need them. And that is it for this entire thing. I did go back and look in my single eyeshadows, and I think I am gonna get rid of this teal one. I tried using it in a project pan. I don't even know what shade it is, what brand it's from. I've had this in my collection for years and it literally has no type of writing on it. So it's a really pretty teal shade, but I just don't need it because I have this in some of my palettes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one as well, and that means I got rid of half of my single eyeshadows, which I barely touch. So I think 3 in my collection is pretty good. I put everything on my desk that I'm getting rid of, from the eyeshadow palettes here and some over there, all the lip products, eyeliners, eyeshadow palettes, that setting spray, and single eyeshadows over here. This is everything that I'm getting rid of. 99% of this is actually being thrown away just because of how old it is, but it feels good to go ahead and declutter. It is springtime. I'm spring cleaning closets over here and rooms, and it just feels so good to be getting rid of things. And so I'm glad that I was able to get rid of things in my makeup collection as well. So this feels good to be able to get rid of all of these things that I'm not using. So I'll be able to make room in my collection for things that I will enjoy and love. Alrighty, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and click that red subscribe button down below. Right next to it, there's a little bell that you can click on so that you can get notified when I upload new videos. I try to upload weekly content, and also in the description box, I will have my social media for you guys. I have Instagram and Snapchat that you can go ahead and follow me at. I hope you guys are enjoying your week so far, and have a great day. Psh.